Hi everybody, this is Christine with Coco Daisy, and again, Mr. Daisy is joining us.
Hello all.
So if he has some questions as we go through, he's going to just kind of shout those out. And this is going to be just kind of a quick flip through. I've got shipping next week, but I wanted to get this up before the month got too far gone. So I'm just going to do kind of a quick little flip through this. We're going to start out with this month. The planner I'm using is a K, and so it's not the custom Vanderspec that I've been using. So the only drawback, I love the K's. They're beautiful planners. The only thing that is a little bit of a drawback is I tend to put a lot in my planner.
It's a little thick.
It's a little thick, and so it doesn't have the larger ring option that you can get with the Vanderspec. So that's why you're going to see it kind of a little bulgy. But anyway, so this is the K, and I don't remember if they just called this orange. I don't remember what it was called, but I've had it for a couple of years now. And the pockets, just simply added some die cuts and some of my clips. You'll see I put a bunch of the palm trees in here. Some of them are die cuts, and I think there's one of them here was again from the printables. We talk about that every month. These are free, and there's so many great just kind of images that you can cut out and fussy cut around and use in your planner. So you'll see me, I used a lot of those, and then of course the different size pages. So that's some of those. Again, there's some clips, other little die cuts. This little Simon was from, 1 year or 2 years ago. So anyway, he's not from this kit. So if you're looking for him, I apologize. He is just from my stash that I put in there. Added a little die cut word. And I just use some of the small little glue dots. I find that they don't ruin my planner, but it just kind of keeps things in place from shuffling around too much. And then I'm just going to start and flip through. And I did a couple of different things this month. So this section I have only one set of the weekly stripe pages. Sometimes you'll see I'll have an extra set, so I'll use one for my menu planning and then one kind of for a brain dump. But I only had one set this month. And so I wanted to find a way to kind of really use both sides of the paper, use them for both of those ideas that I normally would use two sets for. And so on the front here, I stamped them with the dates, and I'll use this for kind of a brain dump, kind of look at my week kind of a thing. But then on the back, what I did, and it's also a great way to use up some of your stickers. So this is my meal planning. So what I did is I took the days of the week from the day and date stickers that come in the planner kit, and I put those out so I can write out my menu. I used the little meal plan sticker there. And then I took a piece of, or a sheet from the notepad with a little bit of washi tape. So this I can write my groceries on. And I've got my little sheet for getting groceries. And again, I used one of the little stickers for that. So I did that on the back of each week. So every week I can do my meal plan, and that way I'm using both sides of the paper too. So it's a good way to kind of utilize both sides of the paper, use your stickers in kind of a different way, and then use your notepad. So you're using a lot of different things in a kind of a new way. So that was kind of fun for me. And then this section is where I put, and I'll talk about a couple other things first, but what I do with this section, a lot of people do their main planning in this section. I take care of writing down events or things that I want to put in my memory planning. So I'll take notes, I'll write if I took a picture that day, just kind of what happened, so that when I do get a block of time to work either in my happy planner or work on my simple Dory, I kind of have things written out of what I want to do. But a couple of neat little things that I did, I wanted to be able to flip through to these pretty quickly as far as the week goes. So I made these little tabs. These were in the memory keeping kits. And they're just these kind of glittery enamel arrows. And what I did is I sandwiched the pages in between them and made them like little tabs. So I can just kind of flip to each week. And I used a bunch of the rub-ons. This is the first, we've had rub-ons in the past, but this is the first month where we've had rub-ons in one of the planner kits. And they are a lot of fun. And we've gotten a lot of great feedback, so I'll definitely have those in a planner kit again. But as far as the rub-ons, some people are not real familiar if you're old school scrapbooker like I am. You know, you've worked with these before, but a lot of our customers, this is kind of one of the first times they've worked with rub-ons. So one of the tricks that I want to share with you is that the first thing I do when I pull them out of the package is they have a backing sheet. And I staple the rub-on sheet to the backing sheet. Because if you touch the backs of these, they will kind of stick to your fingers and start to come off. So you want to be careful. So what I do when you want to use one is cut around it and then only use that piece when you go to do your rub-on. Don't try to lay down and rub on just part from the whole sheet. Cut it out of the sheet first. Otherwise you're going to end up rubbing down pieces of other ones next to it. And it comes with a popsicle stick, and that's what you can use to rub them on. I have a tool. Honey, would you hand me... No, it's right. Hand me that a minute and I'll show them. Can you get it? It's really big. My big, huge pouch. Okay. I have this little tool, which again is kind of old school from Basic Gray, and it has this little nub on the end, little like a ball roller, and that's what I use to do my rub-ons. But the popsicle stick works just fine. So that's the little tip for using those. Do not, like I said, try to lay down just part of it and rub on. You're gonna end up having other pieces come off.
Picking up crumbs.
Yes.
Or laying down crumbs.
Laying down crumbs, exactly. So there's an example. I used a little rub-on there. And the nice thing about rub-ons, they'll adhere to just about anything, and they'll lay over just about anything. Even if you have a little bit of lumpy, like if you lay down a die cut on top of a sheet of paper, you can rub on over both of them, and it won't, it will adhere to the lumpiness, which is cool. The lumpiness, is that a word?
Lumpiness.
Lumpiness.
We're
Maybe.
gonna work with that.
So you're going to see a lot of rub-ons. I put a lot of rub-ons on here. There's a few here and there, and then I tucked in the little note card from, even put a heart rub-on on that one. And the Simon note card was from the Classified Planner Kit, and then the Music Travel Iced Coffee Friends note card was from the Pocket Memory Keeping Kit. So I can flip to the other one, and again, more rub-ons.
And you can fussy cut around those rub-ons if there's only a certain portion of it you want, or you just want
Right,
to be
yeah,
enjoyed,
you could,
or...
right, yeah, good point. You don't have to, like if I wanted to separate these flip-flops, if I wanted to put one flip-flop higher than the other, you can cut around those separately. Or if you just wanted the sunshine from here and not the happiness, you could cut very carefully. You could cut those out separate and use them separately. Yeah, you could totally do that. The other thing you can do, you could rub them, if you're kind of worried and you haven't really done it before and you're worried about using it, you can rub them on a plain piece of paper, fussy cut around it, and then stick it to your page. If you're worried about ruining a page, if you want to just try it out. And you basically turn it into a die cut. And then a few more rub-ons, a little die cut there. So I don't add a whole lot of decoration to these pages, just a little bit. And then because I'm not necessarily using them for like my planning and that, I just use them to take notes and so on for the week. I just kind of stamp different things at the top just for fun. So that is that. And then this sheet is one of our dashboards, and our dashboard kits come with both the A5 and the personal size. And again, here's an idea of, or an example of one of the rub-ons. I stamped or rubbed on that kind of beneath there. And what's neat is rub-ons you will see through them a little bit. They're not completely opaque. So this looks like it was actually printed on there, so that's fun. And then one of the printables, I put a daily schedule on there, added a little rub-on on that one. And then on this, the front side of the calendar page, I added just a couple of the little word phrase stickers. I stamped the Go See Do from, there was a huge stamp set. So this, normally our stamp sets are about 3x4. This was a 4x6 stamp set that was in the Traveler's Notebook memory keeping kit. So I stamped the Go See Do on there. And then the calendar page, so I did a little bit more stamping. The little fish are from a previous stamp set a couple of years ago, I believe. I added a few little die cuts with a little bit of foam adhesive. There's a rub-on, and then I used the little airplane stamp. And one of the neat things I wanted to mention about this airplane stamp. So when you have something that is a long word phrase, or like for instance this airplane stamp, let me pull this off. So if you look at how the stamp originally lays, that tail, or the dots showing the direction of the plane flying, doesn't curve a lot. Well, I wanted mine to curve. Well, when you lay it on your acrylic block, and I don't know if you can see that real well, you can actually curve that when you put it down on the acrylic block, and you can make it curve a little bit more than it is. You can do the same thing with longer phrase stamps. You can curve them slightly if you want to. So just kind of think of different ways that you can use that. And I just did some stamping, and there's some little bubbles stamped on there. That's my calendar. Back of the calendar, again, more rub-ons. Like I said, there's a lot of them. And then the daily pages start out, and we've talked about this before, there's a little spider. When you get them as intended as a 2-page spread. Well, the first page is just kind of a rogue random page. So what I do is I cover that up with a dashboard. And then...
Or any other papers from your stash.
Yeah, you could cover it up with one of the papers. And actually, speaking of papers, I'll mention that in a minute. So the papers in our planner kits, this was the first month that we had the larger papers. So what we did is to keep the cost down, because we didn't want to try and ship one like this, because the box would be a lot bigger, so your shipping would go up, and we don't want that. And predominantly what people were looking for with the larger papers is the ability to wrap their dory booklets, to cover them up with one sheet as opposed to having to piece it together. So what we did is, now instead of getting 2 pieces of paper, you get one and it's folded. So that way it still fits in all of the smaller packaging, but it's folded, and obviously you can fold it either way, whichever way you want to use it. And now you can wrap any of your dory booklets. This paper will fit all of our dory booklet sizes, so even up to the A5. And it's just a simple issue of putting it in there, gluing it on, and you'd have to just trim it off a little bit. But it would lay in there, and you'd be able to cover any of your dory booklets. So yeah, so you're getting basically the same number of pages, they're just folded. So before you got 6 sheets of paper, now you get 3, but they're folded and larger. So you're getting the same number of pages.
In the same square inches of printing.
Yeah, they're actually just a teeny bit bigger. So that's our papers for the month. Another one of the printables, and again, I use these all sizes in mine. I don't stick to just A5. I like all of the layers. Printed out some things that I need to do, and then I didn't really have a pocket for my notepad this month. So what I did is I attach them with a little clip, and then I keep some right in there that way. I do the same thing with the sticky notes so that I don't, again, have that whole lot of bulk. I just have a few in here. This was one of the 4x6 cards from the Pocket memory keeping kit. And I just turned it into a large tag and ran it this way and attached a die cut and my little sticky notes. And then my one little word or one phrase, I used one of the Pocket note cards again. And these little cork die cuts, these were from the, I believe, the Pocket memory keeping kit. But I thought they were cute, so I just attached them there. This was from the printable. This paper here was from my stash. I thought it went well, and I used my silhouette to cut out that pocket. Added a few little die cuts and this beautiful big, this is from Katie Jo Collections. She has an Etsy shop. So that's a big palm leaf. And then I just keep my stickers in there. Another note card, 2 note cards actually. I sandwiched them together from the Pocket memory keeping kit. And then my what do you call it? Bookmark. Sorry. My bookmark for this month is, I took actually this part right here that you see kind of these pale dots was actually some of the packaging from, and I don't have it in front of me, one of our products came with some packaging similar to this, similar to what the rub-ons came in. It had a little bit of a lighter dot. I don't remember which one it was, but anyway, so I used that and kind of recycled that a little bit because it matched the dots on the dashboard. But what I didn't want was kind of this harsh line because the dashboard didn't go all the way to the top. So I used die cuts and some images from the printable that I fussy cut and then layered with a little bit of adhesive. And then I liked the way that this kind of stuck out. So when I trimmed down the dashboard on here, I kind of cut around the little saying in one of the leaves so it just kind of sticks out. I just think it looks pretty coming off of the bookmark that way. And then the same thing on the other side is another one of the personal size dashboards that I cut down, and then I just put that over top of one of our papers so it kind of blends in. I may go back and again do some more fussy cutting and add some die cuts to the top of that just to kind of get rid of that line, but it doesn't bother me a whole lot. So that is my daily pages. And then we're just going to flip through and I'll show you the dashboards. These are some stickers that I had, a little die cut. I decorated some of my dashboards a little bit more this month. I had a little bit more time. And then I used the personal size just to kind of subdivide a little bit. One of the note cards, this was from the printable. And yes, there's a Mr. Daisy section in here.
Yikes.
And that has your to-do list on it, honey. And then this one, just a couple little of the die cuts that I layered on there. And then another one of the printables. And this is something I'm going to do different this month. Normally on my goals page, I type up and write out a bunch of goals or kind of long-term goals that I want to do. But I thought it would be fun this month, instead of doing that, to kind of create a little vision board. So instead of writing up goals, just like think completely crazy, dream big ideas and make a vision board out of that.
And the vision board consists of what? Is that just images? Is that stuff that you find in your stash? Is that stuff that you just go out onto the internet and you like the idea of? Or
well, a vision.
How do you make the vision board a vision board?
Okay. Well, what most people, and this is the way I like to do it too. Now you can jot down some ideas. I like to use pictures. So what I'll do is I'll go on Pinterest Like for instance, where is somewhere we really want to go?
Well, we wanted to go back. You wanted to go back to Mykonos. So.
Right. So okay. So Greece. So I want to go back to Mykonos. So what I would do is I would print out a little picture of Mykonos and I would put that on here. And then, or even if there's just like, and you could even spell out the word Greece with some alpha stickers, or if there's a different place that we want to travel to, or if there's something that we want to do, like, again, what I want to do is get new flooring, you know, so that might be a picture that you go on Pinterest and you find and you print out and you put in there. So a vision board is just, you dream big, things that you hope to attain. And a lot of times they say that by having a vision board and looking at it and seeing it, that those things are more likely to happen when you have a vision board. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So you'll have to give me some of the things you want me to include in the vision board for you too, honey.
Okay.
And then I wanted to do a weight tracker. I've been working out and trying to lose a few pounds. So what I did is I just went through, used some little alpha stickers, and then I just kind of random-ish. I didn't put them in a straight line, just the dates, and then I'll start writing my weight in on those. As a little stay determined stamp down there. And I added die cut and a little printable on that one. And then that's the end of that. Oh, and then this, I had posted a picture earlier, I don't know if it was this week or last week. I was working on a charm, and that is how it ended up. And it turned out really cute. There's a little, I think that's a toucan, right? Isn't that a toucan?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little toucan with just a little couple beads. So I have him hanging off the bottom of my planner. And this month our pen is this beautiful map pen. So that's the Daisy pen for this month. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is the beautiful pouch this month. How pretty is that? And this kit was heavily inspired by our trip to Hawaii in February.
Very tropical.
Very tropical. So anyway, that is, do you have any questions, honey? Did I kind of cover it? I said we were going to do a quick one. We just kind of did a quickie, didn't we?
Just kind of a quickie. Is there anything that's coming up in the next 30 days with the company, with any kind of...
Oh, well, we're doing, all month long, we are doing Use Your Stash challenges. So hop onto Planner Fans the month of July. Each week I'm doing a different challenge and how to use your stash, and then we're doing a little giveaway at the end, just kind of random drawing for a giveaway at the end of each week.
And that started on Monday.
It started, yeah.
Last Monday. But
last Monday.
This coming Monday will be the second installment.
Yes. Yep. And then we'll even be doing one while we're at the beach.
I believe so.
Yep. So we'll do one while we're at the beach, and so yeah, it's gonna be fun. So it's all about using your stash and
using the stuff that you don't normally use either in your planner.
That's the second week challenge.
Oh, that's just this week.
That's just this week's challenge.
But the challenge is really just to try to think outside of the box and use what you have, reuse, repurpose.
Right. Yeah.
Whether it be
basically.
stash or it be any of the Cocoa Daisy products.
Well, and you don't have to use Cocoa Daisy product to play along. You can use just whatever's in your stash. We just want to give you ideas and stuff like that to help people. And speaking of stash, so this is one of the things I wanted to mention. When you get done with your monthly kit and you have items left over, we get a lot of people, how do you store things? What do you do with your leftovers? And what I do, so that I'll go through and I will pick out the things that I know I want to keep, that I'm going to use again, and I'll put that away in my craft room. But then if there's items that I maybe have duplicates of, or I know that I used part of it, or I have scraps, things like that that I know that I'm probably not going to use. What I'll do is I'll put those all together and then I'll donate them. There's so many great places that you can donate product. There, the GEMS group from your local church. I know our church, when they get together, they make cards for veterans homes, they make cards for shut-ins, and they welcome even, items like this, that if you've only used part of it but you don't want to throw it away, they would love this. Your local Make-A-Wish Foundation is a fabulous place to donate to. Those kids love to make little calendars that lead up to their special wish, and that's a great way to donate. There's senior homes, there's other children's clubs. Teachers love to have product for their classrooms, especially the younger grade classrooms, art teachers. There's so many places that you can give this product that it will then give you joy, because you get the joy of giving it away to someone who's going to use it, and you don't feel guilty that you spent the money on it, you didn't use it all, or it's piling up in your craft room. So, it's an option, and I think it's a great way to help your community and at the same time bring you joy in giving. So anyway, that's my little spiel on that.
That's your spiel.
That's my spiel. So thank you all for joining us, and we will be back again next month. Talk to you soon.